Hello beauty babes, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I got this really pretty fresh face makeup look to where it looks like you're wearing really no makeup at all. So if you'd like to see that, then please just keep on watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified when I upload another video. Bye. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is moisturize my lips with this cherry lip balm by Nivea, just to get some moisture on my lips. And I like the little red tint it gives off. Everything in this video really is just going to be focused around like hydration pretty much, because when I'm doing like a skin like makeup, I don't really want any products that are going to make it dry or make me look dry or anything like that. So I'm gonna take this Ruby Kiss palette that I get from the beauty supply store, and I'm going to take this little red shade and I'm going to kind of dab it and blend it out just so I can conceal these darker marks. I don't want to like make them completely go away, but I obviously don't want them to be as dark when I conceal them, because I am going to conceal them. And as you can see, I only dipped my finger in that once, and that was enough for this little spot here and that little spot and another little 3 spots that I have up there. So the concealer I'm gonna go in with is this hydrating camo concealer by e.l.f. in the little satin finish, and I'm gonna take that, a little dab of that, and the smallest dab there. I actually forgot to set my what's it called? I forgot to set it, but that should be okay. But I'm going to lightly blend that out with this little flat top brush. Okay, so as you can see, they're gone, and I can see it looks a little light for me now, but after everything's all blended in, like, it'll be fine. I'm then gonna go with this brush. This is my foundation brush, but there's no product on it, and I'm just gonna blend out the edges of that concealer just so it can blend into the skin. I'm gonna try to miss all the parts that the actual dark marks are on, just so that they can stay covered. And as you can see, like, they're gone. So now I'm just going to take a powder. Honestly, any type of powder, it really doesn't matter which one you use, because it's not like anything can crease. But I'm gonna take my e.l.f. mattifying powder. And I know I said like I use a bunch of cream products, but I take very, very little, really, just to set the areas that I just put the concealer to conceal. Like when I say I take a little, like I take literally, like you can see that little bit on the brush, and I just pat that in. I try not to take too much because I don't want it to look dry or patchy. So then that's it for my face. I know, crazy, right? That's all I do for my face. Now I'm gonna go in with my under eye with that same hydrating camo concealer, and I don't think I said the color it's in. It's in the color Tan Neutral. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that, literally that much, and I'm going to take this e.l.f. sponge. I don't know the name of this one, but it's the little purple one, and I'm just going to lightly blend out this concealer. I do it on top very lightly, like with the remaining product, just so it can, you know, sit there and kind of cover up the little darkness that's there. But overall, I like the darkness to be there. And so now, once again, I'm just going in with that foundation brush that has nothing on it, and I'm just patting out the edges and the kind of top part. And as you can see, that pretty much lightened it up too. Now, once again, I'm going to take not the matte setting powder by e.l.f. because that one's a little too matte and I don't want it to look too dry. So I'm gonna take this airspun translucent powder, but with that same little mini brush, and dip it in lightly and just tap off some of the excess and just set it very lightly. Now, you can't tell that I have on any powder or any really any makeup on at all, which is exactly what I like to do. Now, for some reason, like, my nose is looking really red, so I'm gonna go in with that concealer just on the bridge of my nose to kind of highlight it a little bit. And I wiped off majority of the product, and I'm just going to put the smallest bit there. And I'm gonna go in with that same brush that I blended out my nose with, and I'm just going to take it on the bridge of my nose. And this is kind of gonna give my nose like a little, I guess, highlighted shape, you can say, since it's on the bridge and I'm taking it the remainder on my sides. And boom. So that's it for my nose and everything. Now I'm gonna do my eyebrows, which is completely different from how I typically do my eyebrows. Honestly, it varies time from time because sometimes I'll do it and I'll do my eyebrows really extra. But today I'm just gonna do them real nice and quick, nothing special. So I'm gonna take the spoolie and I'm just going to brush my eyebrow hairs in the places where I want them to be, just so I can see where I need to fill in a little bit. And I'm gonna try to get them as precise as I can now so that I'm not filling in, so I'm not having to conceal as much or use as much concealer to clean up around my brows, because that's kind of taken away from the whole skin-like makeup look, because you'll kind of be able to tell that they're concealed. I want them to look like they've freshly been waxed over freshly done and concealed brow. Okay, so now my brows are almost done. I'm just going to use this e.l.f. Wow Brow in the color, I think this is black. Yeah, this is in the color black. I'm just going to use it to kind of set my brow hairs in place and add a little bit of color, since I really didn't go in and fill in my brows. I just really took it on the ends and the underneath of my brow just to kind of give it the shape back. So now I'm going to lightly conceal with, once again, that same concealer, that same Hydro concealer from e.l.f. And I'm going to take this little concealer brush by e.l.f. and I'm just going to carve out my brows. So now that my brows are all concealed, I'm going to get this fluffy brush and I'm just going to make sure that concealer is all nice and blended out from around my brows, so that they aren't, you can't tell obviously that they have been carved out. And I'm also taking my finger just to get it to melt a little bit more into my skin. Okay, so as you can see, my brows are concealed and they look more freshly waxed and like perfectly done, which is exactly the look that I go for when I do it. So I forgot to put a little bit of concealer on the middle of my forehead, and I actually forgot to do that. I typically like to do it before I do my brows, but I just take that little small dot and that same e.l.f. sponge and just do it just very lightly. And I don't set this part because I really never need to. Sometimes I do, depending on how oily I am, but it just depends. But I'm not going to today because it doesn't really look like I need to. So now I'm just gonna add some more color to my cheeks, because as you see, my face looks very like one. So I'm gonna take this Putty Blush by e.l.f. and I think this is in the same, I don't know what shade this is in actually, because the shade doesn't come, it only comes on the box. It doesn't come on the actual thing. But as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just using my fingers. I pick it up with this finger and pat it in, then I place the rest of my fingers and just try to blend it in to my best abilities. You're gonna need a sponge or a brush to finish blending this in, because I've noticed that this blush isn't as movable as like the putty primer. It's a little more thick, so it's harder to blend out. But as you can see, I blended it out with that same foundation brush with really no product on it, but probably the concealer. And I'm just using that to blend it out so that the concealer can kind of more so hide the factor of it. And I put the blush pretty much everywhere, just so that, because you know your natural face is always kind of red in this little area, so I don't mind putting it there. But now, as you can see, like, this is how my face is looking. It looks natural, like you can't really tell that I have on any product at all, but it does look different from how I started. So now I'm just gonna use some mascara. And mascara is typically the place where I do go in heavy no matter what, because I like to look like I'm wearing just mascara. So I'll wear mascara and I'll use, the one that I've really been liking was the L'Oreal Telescopic, but I just got this L'Oreal Voluminous mascara, so I want to try this one and see how I like it. And worst things worst, I just go in with a second coat of the Telescopic mascara and I'll see how I like it. Okay, so this is the first coat of the just voluminous one, and this is in the waterproof carbon black color. And this is the first coat, so I'm gonna go in with the second coat because I typically do a second coat, and we're gonna see how that's looking. Okay, so this is how the mascara is looking after 2 coats, and I actually really like it. The L'Oreal Telescopic mascara kind of gives my lashes a little more length, I guess you would say, but it's very messy and it often gets up here. But with this with this mascara, I really like it. It gives more of like a volume and a fluff. And I recently just took out some lash extensions, and some of my and my lashes look like a little weird, but I think I like this one a little bit better, especially if your makeup looks like this. I haven't done my bottom lash yet, but overall, like, this isn't bad. I don't hate it. I actually kind of really like it. And yeah, I'm gonna do the other eye, and you know, after that will pretty much be the finished look. Okay, so this is how everything is looking after mascara and stuff. I didn't really add that many to my bottom lashes because I don't really like to add them to my bottom lashes that much, because I noticed it looks a little like weird and it can get real messy real fast. But I just added a little bit, and I actually really like it. Like, this is the look. This is typically the kind of look that I get when I go for the little quick and easy thing. And typically it would be a lot shorter. Like, I know this video was kind of lengthy for this makeup process, but obviously it's because I was stopping to explain and everything. Typically it'll take me under 5 minutes to do this. But anyway, we have come to the end of today's video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified when I upload another video. I'll see you next time. Bye.